Welcome to the Single Mom Life, powered by the Single Mom Network. I am one of your hosts, Stephanie Tiller.
I'm Jill Douglas.
And I'm TJ Alvarado. Here at the Single Mom Life, our goal is to connect single moms all around the world to resources that they need and can utilize to help develop themselves in their professional and personal growth. The content that we deliver to you is based on relevant topics that can affect you right where you are, no matter where you are, so that you can be the very best parent and the very best person in your community.
So over the course of the next 4 episodes, we're really going to be highlighting some remarkable single moms who have come out of different circumstances, but who have really overcome the challenges posed to single parents. So, you know, when you're raising kids on your own, you need a career, you're growing yourself as a human being, it takes something. And so we are so excited to showcase some single moms who have really done that and show how they've done that. So if you find yourself in a situation and you're not sure what are the first steps, how do I get out of it, you know, these women can be a guide for you. And always feel free to post comments below, reach out to us and ask questions, because we're here to help you.
Yeah.
So today on our show, we're going to welcome Sadie Evans. Sadie is a single mother of 5 children. She is an author of 2 books. She is a speaker. She has her own business called Purpose Ministries, which she'll talk about. And she really describes herself as the missing link in creating villages. So we all say, oh, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, sometimes that's hard to find or create, especially when you have so many circumstances that seem to bring you down. So she considers herself that person to bridge that gap and help create villages and connect people to villages. So we're very excited to welcome her on the show today.
Welcome back to the Single Mom Life. As promised, we told you guys that we had some great successful mothers here on our showcase to make sure that you guys get a real live conversation with them, highlight their businesses and their endeavors that they have in the future. So today we have Sadie Mae with Purpose to Ministry. And is it Purpose to Ministry? Process to Purpose Ministry. And she wanted to tell us so many things that we've already told you about: author, speaker, mother, you know, one of her children is special needs. It's so many things that we have to talk about and just dive into today. So we're going to just dive right into it. First of all, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
You know, taking the time out of your busy schedule, as many things you have going on, just, you know, I would really appreciate you coming on our platform to talk to us today. So tell us a little bit about your ministry.
I decided to start Process to Purpose Ministries because I was a young girl and I had parents that was in and out of prison, and I always wondered why, like, what was some things that could help them. So I decided to go to school for human services, and I knew that when I was done, I wanted to start a nonprofit that would educate, empower, and advocate for people that have mental health issues, because I felt like that was the reason they fell into addiction, homelessness, and the prison system.
So in the prison system, you mentioned in your bio that you were actually born in a prison.
I was born in York, Nebraska State Women's Penitentiary.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Humble beginnings.
Yeah, humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings.
Yeah.
So when you, after being born in the prison system and coming out, where did you go?
My grandmother raised us. So my mother had me in like the hospital at York, Nebraska General. And my grandmother came and got us and took us to Omaha, Nebraska. That's where we were raised. My mother finished her sentence, and that was it right there.
Awesome. Is mom home now?
Yeah, she was in and out like our whole life. So we was raised by my grandmother, me and my 6 siblings. One who is deceased.
Oh, sorry to hear that. And as far as, like, you know, mom going to prison, in and out, and you say it with the shame, with no shame, like.
Not anymore. I used to be, so I would never tell anybody anything that I'm going to talk about today. But I'm not ashamed anymore because it was my process to get to my purpose.
You know how many women go through things like that? If not mother, then father.
Yeah. And it was both on my end. So.
See? Generational curse?
Yes, most definitely.
Okay. One of your books, what's the name of your book?
I have Graceful Tears, which is the Cries from a Gracefully Broken Woman. And then I have Just Like You, which is my son's. It's inspired by my sons.
Awesome. So let's get into Graceful Cries.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about the book.
Okay, this is my, this was my healing. It was a vision given to me and I wrote it out. It's my autobiography and it's also used to help people dig deep within themselves to heal so that they can go on and live a successful life and be who they are destined to be.
Awesome. So it's a self-help guide,
Yes.
basically.
Yes.
Okay. What is different in the book that you feel that people are going to connect to as far as having self-help? Because we can read books all day and was like, okay, this is what they've gone through, but it serves no purpose for me going through and coming out of what I have going on. So what is the difference?
The questions is general questions. The questions that I ask in this book is for the person that's reading it, but they broad. They apply to everybody's situation. It's not just questions that apply to my story. It's to situational things that everyone has gone through.
Is that after every chapter?
Yes.
So you're given a chapter of this is what I've gone through.
Yes.
And you take that scenario and you form it into a question for the reader to say, okay, if I had to answer that question, if that were me, how would I come out of it? And how could I better myself? So
I call it reflection points.
Yeah, mirror.
Okay.
Yes.
That's digging
Mirror.
deep. You're right. That's digging deep. That sounds great.
really good.
Yes.
And you said you have a second book.
Yes, this is Just Like You. This was inspired by my son. He was teased a lot in school. People didn't understand him. He eventually was homebound because of some things happening at school. So he would come to me crying all the time, like, why don't kids like me? This, and that. And so I just was telling him how all these kids are just different. So I decided to write a book for all children to be able to read that. Everybody is different, but we all have some type of similarity. And in my book, it's because we were all created by God. So
That is really good.
I know he's excited about that. What's your son's name?
Lorenzo Minor. Yes, he is so excited. He's telling me, I'm an author. That's great.
So what makes this journey so important for you?
Just being an example for my kids, because I didn't have that. Like, I always tell my kids, like, y'all are so blessed because I didn't have a mother to look up to. So being that example for my kids is so important to me.
Even as a single mother?
Even as a single mother.
Wow.
It makes it even more important because they don't have a father to be an example. You know, they don't have a standard to measure there. So just striving even harder so they can see my mom did this with 5 kids on her own. So I know the sky is the limit for me.
I want to hear about that.
So like, is that what strengthened you? Like, what strengthened you?
How did you do it? Like, you know, I mean, I think there might be people out there, I don't know how many have 5 kids, some do.
Yes.
But, you know, like, what does that look like? Like, what do you, I mean, I know you mentioned to me before, like, excuses. You know, a lot of times you can say, I have 5 kids, I can't do this, I'm on my own, I'm a single mom, I can't do this. Like, what is your opinion on excuses and doing
I don't do excuses. I don't let my boys do excuses. I feel like excuses only lead you into depression. You got to be able to defy that I, because when you make an excuse, that's an I set against you. So defy that, overcome that, and keep it pushing. Like, really, because excuses, I feel like it's a hindrance, and it causes people to have pity parties, and I don't do pity parties. I don't join them.
So then, like, tell us, like, for an example, like, give us one example of, like, a challenge you face. Like, okay, you want to write a book, or maybe it's not that as a challenge, because maybe not everybody wants to write a book, but some people are like, I don't know how to get a job while I have kids. I don't know what your challenge is that you'd speak to, but, like, what is something that you really, like, on the court dealt with as a single mom because you were like, I'm going to have this, I'm going to make this happen, and these are some steps I took to get from point A to point B. Like, if you were going to, you know, share that with somebody who's maybe struggling in the space of, I don't know how to even get my life on track with my kids.
So a challenge that I had was starting a business, because it takes money to start a business. So I didn't have the money. So what I did was, honestly, is I wrote my books, and I got money from my books, and I invested that into my business to start my business, to get my 501c3 started, all that stuff. So my thing is, don't give up. Find your niche and make money off of that to fund your business.
Right.
That's great.
That's
Yeah,
great.
it is.
So I have a question for you. On behalf of the children, you know, just as you were yourself. Now, you had both parents who were in and out of the prison system. So I know that there are grown adult children that have one or both parents like yourself, right?
Yes.
However, maybe they're stuck. Like you said, no excuses, and you keep going because they feel like something is lacking. What would you tell those adult children who was only raised by one or maybe neither of their parents, and they're walking around like they've missed something, and so they can't move forth because they didn't have a mentor, they didn't have a grandma, they're just kind of out there, maybe they're siblings, and they all just raised themselves. What would you say to them as far as moving into, you know, finding their purpose? Like you said, there's a process.
Yes.
But people get stuck in that process. Like you say, 1 foot forward, and now they got kids. What would you say to encourage them with a history of a parent in the prison system or both?
I always say, even as a kid, like people don't understand. I always looked at what is this trying to teach me. Even as a child, I thought like that.
Okay.
So I didn't look at things that happened in my life like, oh, why me? I was like, okay, what can I learn from this? How can I be better from this? So I would say just examine yourself and see what is it that you can learn from that situation that you in, and just push forward and don't allow your circumstances to keep you bound.
Wow.
That is awesome.
That really is, like, that shows
that's
your
owning your
strength.
life.
Everything
Yeah.
right there.
That's own your life.
That's-
Like,
yeah.
so what about what happened
Yeah.
there? What am I going to do
Exactly.
different and own it?
Because if I sit back in that energy,
Yes.
that's the
And I
energy
get
that I'm going to give to the
depressed.
world.
Yes.
And I'm not going to receive anything encouraging from anyone. I'm not going to
Exactly.
receive it, even if they gave it to me. I won't be
Yes,
able to
that's
receive it. I don't have
good.
the confidence to
To
be able to
receive
receive
it.
that kind of energy.
Yes.
So that is awesome. Like, I can't wait to get one of your books. Well,
Yeah.
both, I'm going to get both of your books just for the sake of supporting.
Yes.
But also, if other people wanted to get your books, where would they find them?
Amazon has them, and then if you would like them signed, they at gracefultears.com.
Okay.
And I also have a blog. I'm a blogger. So.
Okay, what's the blog about?
It's about taking the handcuffs off of spirituality and just killing religion and learning how to walk into your spirituality and being able to, like you said, receive. Because when we take the handcuffs off and just see the light through the chains of religion, we can just move that to the side and just walk in our truth and walk in our newness.
Now let me tell you something about
love
that.
it.
I have a slight personal testimony on that. My mom and my stepfather, they're preachers. So all I've known was to be a preacher's kid.
Yes.
So for me, it wasn't terrible, but it was so hard to walk in those lines. It was hard. It was like I was living a double life, and it stressed me out. I had so much stress during that time, but then, you know, overcoming so many other things and obstacles and being a single mom, a young teen single mom at that, you know, I had to dial it back a couple of notches after college. Like, okay, if this life moving forward is going to always be about me, let me see about me first. Let me rewind. Let me dial it back a minute. Mom, I'm not there where you are yet. Dad, I'm not there where you are yet.
Yeah.
How you got there, I don't know. You'll never tell me because it was for you. That was your journey. That was your personal relationship with whatever God you believe in or your higher power or whatever. So it took me to take it back to that. So I completely understand what you're coming from.
You really like my blog, Light Through the Chains, because you kind of spoke on some things from there.
Yeah, I mean, it's so relatable.
Yes.
Even when you said it just then, I mean, it's so relatable. All right, so you have the blog, you have the books. All right, so we also heard that you have something special coming up, as well as a special nomination.
Yes.
So tell us about those.
So I got nominated. I don't even know who nominated me, but I'm thankful to be honored at the Georgia State Capitol as a distinctive single mother on the 19th.
Congratulations.
And they having a luncheon for me on the 21st. And I also have a conference, my very first conference, Not Your Ordinary Conference, coming up. The link will be in the
In the notes
Website.
in the notes
below.
below, in the website on Graceful Tears and SadieMayEvans.com.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
I'm so glad we had a chance to sit and talk with you today. I mean, I've gotten a chance to know you now, so I can also refer your services. And we have people all the time in the comments, and everybody's going through different things, and they relate to different things, you know. And I think a lot of points that you touched on today, they're going to be excited about, you know, going to the website, purchasing the book, even the book with the special needs child, and it's directed towards him. I mean, that's all inspirational, and you know, this is something I think people will enjoy supporting.
So you've heard some amazing things from a real life shero, Sadie Mae Evans. Sadie, as we get ready to close out, what would be a tip that you want to give our single mom viewers to make their life as exciting and extraordinary as yours?
I would say never allow your circumstances to dictate the journey you have in life. On those hard days, feel the emotion, process them, and keep pushing forward.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes. Steph.
My tip would be to understand that above all, you are the creator and the author of your own journey.
Yes.
So you too are an author. You too can create your destiny as to where you want to go in this life, and to continue to push forward in that journey.
Yeah. So the tip I would give, and Sadie said it earlier, is the mindset around what your experiences and what your circumstances, what you're going to allow them to give to you. Mm-hmm. You can be in the camp of why me, this sucks, it's terrible, or you can say, how am I going to learn from this? What am I going to learn from this? And you know, sometimes the mindset, like if you don't have that already, it's a muscle, you got to build it. And so it's speaking to yourself with positive affirmations. It's finding books or audios to listen to that will speak life into you. It's being around people that will speak life into you instead of, you know, oh, I can't, it's terrible. So that's my biggest tip, you know, get the mindset, get the support around you for that, because that will change your life.
Right. Awesome. All right. I have 3 words for you, single mom. Own your life.
Yes.
Regardless of your background, regardless of your parents, regardless of your circumstance, own your life. Your life is as delicate as an egg, okay? You're a single mom, so you've carried your egg, you've got your kids. But at the end of the day, you are this egg. You are fragile, but you don't have to be fragile like a flower. You could be fragile like a bomb. And I love saying that because guess what? You have the power to set it off.
Yes.
Own your life, throw those excuses to the side, and do your thing.
Yes.
We're here to help you. We're giving you resources.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Awesome.
Right.
So thank you so much for tuning in today. We have a few exciting announcements. So we have some local chapters that have opened up in different cities throughout the United States. So we have a chapter for the Single Mom Network in San Antonio, Texas, in New York, in Montgomery, here in Peachtree Corners in Georgia, and I'm forgetting the last one.
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Chattanooga, Tennessee. And you can go to our website, thesinglemomnetwork.info, and you can register to open your own chapter wherever you live, worldwide really. So please do that. We have a benefit retreat coming up. Information for that is also on our website, but it is a benefit retreat designed for single moms to give back to you, not only with rest and relaxation and, you know, amazing bonds with women, but for you to gain knowledge from classes and workshops that we're going to provide too. So check that out. And be sure to follow us at thesinglemomlife.us and at the Single Mom Network. You can follow us on YouTube as well, like, subscribe, all of that. Share it with all your friends.
And there's a podcast.
That's right.
But anyways, we are excited to bring you more fantastic women. We thank you for tuning in to the Single Mom Life, which is powered by the Single Mom Network, where dreams meet opportunity.